has started. Hello guys, welcome back to ICT practical class. I'm sure you've all been having fun with the exercises and activities we've been doing in class. This week we're going to start another topic in document production, and that is dealing with images. So for today's class, our learning objective is going to be how to insert an image into your document, how to do basic formatting like cropping the image, resizing the image, rotating the images. We're also going to look at additional formatting that you can do, like removing the background and other stuffs like that. So the keywords we're going to come across today in this class are going to be aspect ratio. We're going to look at what it means to crop an image. We're going to talk about resizing the image. How do you reflect an image? How do you rotate this image? And what it means to text wrap your text around an image. So come along with me into this class. Oh, by the way, Coolio says hi. He's sorry he can't be in this class today. He's hoping before the class is over he'll join us. So let's see if he makes it before the class is over. I'm hoping he doesn't because it can be disruptive. Alright, see you in the next part of this class. Ciao! In this lesson, we're going to use the file we've been using for our last couple of classes. That's the text2.document. And we're also going to make use of the images we have here, all these pictures. To start working on our images, I'm going to pick the first football star here, who is Alan Shearer, and I'm going to place my cursor at the edge of the first paragraph. Then I'll go to my Insert menu tab. Then I'll click on Pictures under Illustrations. Then select the image that is meant to be there and click on Insert. So this is how you insert your image. Now you can begin to do your basic formatting. Like the first thing you can do is to adjust the image size or resize the image by doing this if you want to maintain the aspect ratio. So the aspect ratio just basically means when you adjust the width of the image, the height should also adjust in proportion to the changes you make to the width. So this is, you can use this edge, this edge, this edge, or the bottom left edge to adjust your aspect ratio. If you want to adjust the width only, you can either use the edge here at the right, or you can use the one at the left. So this allows you to adjust the width without adjusting the height, and the same way you can adjust the height without adjusting the width. So these are just some of the things you can do. But if you are given a specific dimension, for instance, they said the height of the image should be 4 centimeter and maintain aspect ratio, you can just come to the size control tool bar section and just change the height to 4 centimeter. Also, you can decide to crop the image. Another basic operation or formatting you can do on the image is to crop the image. So if I click on the crop icon here, it allows me to crop to specific dimensions. And there you go, I've cropped it. So if, for instance, I want this image to be a perfect square, I can also crop again. And there we go, we have a perfect square. So another basic formatting we can do is to set the alignment of this image. Now before we do that, we need to wrap the text around the image. So I can go to the text wrap, and by default the image is in line with text, so we can set it as square or as tight. The difference between the square and the tight is the fact that for the square you just have the text wrapped in a square form around the image, but the tight does the same thing as the square. The only thing is the spaces between the words are more closer, they are not as loose as in the square. So I'm going to use the tight for this image. Then I can decide to specify the position, just like when we did the text, the alignment, text alignment in tables. You have the same different 9 positions for your image, so you can place the image in any of these positions, but I'm going to leave it as it was previously. So another thing you can do is you can click and drag to make sure it's in line. So there we have it. So to work on my alignment now, you might want to make your images align to the right, to the left where it was before, or the center. For now, I'm going to leave this image at the left hand side so that I will work with this. So I'm going to do another example, then I will show you how to rotate and flip your image. Another word for flipping of image is called reflect. Reflect an image. How do you reflect an image? So I'm going to show you the next football star, and that is Andy Cole. So the same process, go to insert pictures and look for Cole. This is Andy Cole. Now this time around I'm going to reduce the size the same way, only I do not want to maintain aspect ratio, so I'm going to do this and say the height should be 4 centimeter and the width should also be 4 centimeter. So I have a perfect square there. Then I'll wrap the text around it tight and align to the right this time around. Now what you can do with this, if they ask you to rotate an image, you come to the rotate section. You can rotate an image 90 degrees to the right. If you want to rotate it again, another 90 degrees to the right, or you can do rotate to the left 90 degrees and again. So that is just what the rotate does. The next one I want to show you is how to reflect an image. An image can be reflected in 2 ways, either vertically or horizontally. So you come to the flip. The flip vertically just simply means reflect the image vertically, and the flip horizontally means reflect the image horizontally. So if you look at Andy Cole, he's looking towards the left hand side, but when I reflect horizontally, now he's looking towards the right hand side. So perhaps I should do a zigzag form. So I'll change the alignment here, move it to the left this time around, then look at Alan to the right. I think I should rotate him horizontally again, flip him horizontally. Okay, good. So now I'm having some kind of zigzag shape with my images, and I want you guys to pause this video right here and do for the rest of the football stars. Import your images for Thierry Henry, for Robbie Fowler, and Ferdinand, and also Michael Owen. I hope you guys still have all the source files. If you don't have the source files, you can drop a message at the comment section of this video and I'll resend them to you. I believe at this point you're done inserting all the images into the document. So it should look similar to what I have here. Okay, so mine is a little bit not organized, so what I'm going to do is to add a section break to it. So I'm going to add a section break here. Page layout. We talked about breaks when we started in document production. So I'm going to do a section break to move this to the next page. So it just has a more appropriate structure. And I'm also going to do a section break here to move this one to the next page. There we go. Now it looks more organized. Okay, so in the process of resizing your image, I have a question for you, and I'm sure you've noticed it. Who can tell me what is the difference between cropping an image and resizing an image? When you crop an image, you take out part of the image away. But when you resize the image, you are compressing or reducing its dimension, but all the sections or parts of the image remains there. Just the important knowledge or quick tip that you should know about images. Okay, now having said that, let's continue and look at other formatting techniques that we can use in document production. And to do that, I'm going to talk about other areas like how to remove the background of an image, how to compress the image, how to change the color, have artistic effects on the image, or if you want to change the picture, then you can do that. We can also look at styles in pictures. So like setting a predefined styles in images. Let me bring this down a bit so we can see it clearer. So I can choose from different styles. You can see the differences. So this is just something you can play with for your images, but it's always best you stick to the specified dimensions and instructions in your questions, especially when you're doing the IGCSE exams. Don't go all fancy with it. Another thing we can do, we can look at different picture layouts that you might want to use for your image. The effects you can add a glow to the background of your image. So these are just some of the formattings you can do on your image. You can also add a border, maybe set the border color. I'm using purple. Let me set the border weight so it comes out more pronounced. So this is one formatting you can do. Also, you can remove the background color or the background of an image. So this is what we're going to treat next. In the post section of our ICT class, I uploaded an additional file that you're going to use for this section. So I want you to import that image to this section here, and we're going to use that to show you how to remove the background of an image. You can pause the video here while you insert the image, then continue. So I've inserted the picture into my document. It's a Ben 10 image. So I'm going to show you how to remove the background of an image and create some kind of 3D image. To do this, I'm going to select on the picture, go to Format, Picture Tool Format, then click on Remove Background. Then I can select and I adjust these areas here. So keep in mind, you see the areas that are showing purple, those are the background that's going to be removed. You can see the Ben 10 is being highlighted or is shown properly, so that's the one I'm going to keep. And I will just click on keep changes, and I have my Ben 10 3D image created here. So I can save this format. I can decide to adjust the color. I can choose any color I want, even turn it into black and white. So these are some of the things that you can do with the animation. Maybe make it sharper. I can also decide to do an auto correction, or I just leave it the way it is. So these are some of the things you can do with your images. I hope you understand all of it, and this is where we'll end our class for today. Bye guys.